Hey comic book fans, my nerdy friends, my geeky padres, what's going on? Welcome to another Tradin with RWC. This time we're going to be going and taking a look at Black Orchid by Neil Gaiman and Dave McKean. Okay, so we basically start the story off with kind of this board meeting scene where it's like gangland board meeting where they're talking about prostitution and drugs and you know, that sort of stuff, and how it's all been so profitable this year and blah blah blah. And there's a female present, and she's just kind of observing things, and the boss realizes that something's a little off with her. Pretty much snaps his fingers, and she gets tied up. He takes off her face and finds out that she's Black Orchid right here and right here. Black Orchid is a crime fighter. Whoa, camera went a little crazy. Black Orchid is a crime fighter trying to fight this gang right now, and the the boss, makes this statement, and he says, "Hey, you know something? I've seen, the movies, James Bond, all that. I've read the comics. So you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna lock you up in the basement before interrogating you. I'm not gonna set up some kind of complicated laser beam death trap, then leave you alone to escape. That stuff is so dumb. But you know what I am gonna do? I'm going to kill you now." And then shoots her in the head. But he knows that she's like bulletproof, so he decides to set her on fire along with the building, and basically she dies. At that same moment as the moment she dies, another version of her wakes up for the first time. So we come to find out that she is like a flower woman hybrid, and she has been created by this man, Phil, who was friends with Alec Holland and Pamela Isley, and oh man, why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? Woodrow. I forget his first name, but Woodrow. In college, and they were working on a way to make the world better through plants, of course. And he has been working on creating these flower people. I sound like I'm talking about hippies, but working on creating them who will breathe carbon dioxide, like breathe in carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen, making the air better. And his romantic love, named Sue, who didn't feel the same way towards him. She kind of got into some trouble with a member of this gang from the beginning, and he ended up killing her because she was going to testify against him because he beat her. So Phil took some of her DNA and mixed it with some plant life and made these flower people in her likeness. Multiple of them in different stages of growth. So Black Orchid being like the adult. There's other ones who are more adult size, and then there's children too. Well, there's actually a lot that goes into the story that I feel like I'm going to end up skipping out on. It's actually kind of a difficult story to explain. There's a whole lot that goes on in this, and it's just wonderfully done. The story is excellent. The one who wakes up after the original Black Orchid dies, doesn't know who she is, has no recollection of anything. She gets little glimpses of Sue's past, and that's it. Turns out Sue's ex-husband went to jail. He got out and is kind of seeking revenge. So he comes to Phil and basically destroys everything. Except for the new Black Orchid and a little one, who managed to fly away. She sets out on a quest to figure out who she is, and goes looking for Woodrow, Pamela Isley, who we all know is Poison Ivy, and Alec Holland, who died but came back as Swamp Thing. So she, I feel like this is like the extreme Cliff Notes version of this book. She sets out to Gotham City to go find help to find Pamela Isley. Comes across Batman, who tells her how to get into Arkham and find Pamela Isley, Poison Ivy, and she gives her nothing, pretty much. Black Orchid goes back. She's like in Gotham, and she comes across Batman again. Tells him that Pamela Isley was no help. He tells her where she can find Alec Holland, and she goes to the swamps in Louisiana to find him. And I love how Swamp Thing is done. Right there. Looks fantastic. Alec then kind of gives her some information on what she needs to do, and gives her some seeds to go replant all the other hers. She goes to South America, to the Amazon rainforest, and kind of plants her other people. Meanwhile, the ex-husband of Sue has been looking for her to kill her. Also hot on her trail is LexCorp. They want to find her to dissect her and do tests on her, because that's what Lex Luthor does. We also find out that Sue's ex-husband worked for Lex Luthor, and that's why he got put away, because he was doing criminal activities for him. Lex wants nothing to do with him after he gets out of jail. And Sue's ex-husband wants to take it out on Lex and her and just pretty much destroy the world. So he follows them down to South America along with the LexCorp guys, and craziness ensues. They find her, and she convinces this botanist by hobby gentleman with LexCorp to not kill her and to kind of just go away. They end up killing Sue's ex-husband and burying him there. And they go away pretty much. And yeah, it's pretty intense, but very well done. The story is fantastic. Not like most, not like most like vigilante superhero violence, all that. She has more finesse. She's not necessarily about, stopping murderers and stuff like that. She's more about trying to make the earth a better place overall. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just a pretty insane ride. And Dave McKean's art in this is phenomenal. I showed you a few things. It's just beautifully done. Very different from normal comic book art. And I really enjoy that. Just awesome. Awesome stuff. If you guys get a chance to check this out, you definitely should. I recommend it very highly. This is actually the second time I read through this. The first time I borrowed it from a friend and read it and loved it, and I saw this and picked it up, and it's just phenomenal. I reread it and it's just awesome. There's a few cameo appearances when she goes into Arkham, which is really cool. Of course, there's Pamela Isley, like I showed you, but there's other Arkham residents that you'll recognize, which is really that's a fun scene. I really like that part. But this is just amazing. Like, just phenomenal. Really love it. So if you guys get a chance to check it out, you definitely should. I did not do this book justice at all by trying to review it. I gave you kind of a really brief outline, and I actually went back and forth on a whole bunch of stuff as far as the timeline goes. But it's just fantastic. If you guys can find this, you should. I picked it up at a really good price. I think I paid like $7 for this, but I would have no problems with paying cover price for this book. It's just, oh God, it's so fantastic. It's so fantastic. Especially if you're, if you really like a different art style, if you're into different art styles at all, this is definitely something you need to take a look at because it's beautiful. It blows me away every page I flip. It's just phenomenal. Really phenomenal. This book is really something special. It's really fantastic, and I think everybody needs to read this at least once in their life. So if you come across it, pick it up. You won't regret it. It's just great. So yeah, that's my review of Black Orchid. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.